Hey, what's up, everybody? So, just wanted to do a quick video on the failures of silver stacking. Why do some people who come into silver stacking fail at silver stacking? So, I believe that the people who actually fail at silver stacking do so because they came into it for the wrong reasons. So, let's talk about some of those reasons. So I think one of the reasons that people fail at silver stacking is because they come into it to make a quick dollar. And silver stacking, silver, in my opinion, is a long game. It's not something that you can come into right now and get filthy rich tomorrow. In fact, you will not get filthy rich or make a huge amount of money off silver at all unless you already have a lot of money and you're buying thousands and thousands of ounces. And I mean tens of thousands of ounces, and then it goes up a couple dollars. Okay, then you made a little bit of money. But I think most of us silver stackers are buying maybe, especially when you're first starting out, maybe a couple 100 ounces. Maybe you work up to a couple 1,000 ounces, possibly. But FN silver stays low for quite a while, as it is, as I'm filming this video in June of 2019. Silver has been in the $15 range, $14 range now, between $16 and $14 now for a couple of years, and people are getting tired of the low prices. But in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, this is just one person's opinion, but silver is a long term game. So a lot of people come into silver stacking as preppers for SHTF. I'm not really one of those. I silver stack for wealth preservation. Now, as Salivate Metal has pointed out many times in the past year, and so shout out to Salivate Metal, that in the last 100 years of silver, silver in many occasions has not preserved our wealth. And sometimes it has preserved our wealth when you factor in inflation. When you factor in inflation, sometimes it does preserve our wealth, sometimes it does not preserve our wealth. And in some cases, I'm throwing this in here, I'm not sure that Sal actually said this, but in some cases, it could have made you some money. Now, silver is not a investment metal. It is a wealth preservation metal with knowing that if you buy it and then you have to sell it right away, it is probably not going to preserve your wealth, and it may not for many years to come. But even gold, in my opinion, if you buy gold today and then you want to sell it tomorrow, that is not going to preserve your wealth either, because you are still paying a premium on your gold. So if you want to sell it at the local coin shop, you are probably not going to preserve your wealth. And depending on what kind of silver you get into, I think that's another problem with why some silver stackers fail, because they're not doing enough research before they start buying, and they start buying and they're buying way too much. It takes patience, especially if you are first starting out in silver stacking or gold stacking, whatever metal you prefer to stack. Patience, take your time, do your research, and figure out, based on what you are. If you're a stacker, maybe you're a collector, and this may not pertain to you if you are in it for collecting. If you're a collector, but if you're in it for silver stacking, you might want to start out with cheaper generic silver that is not too much over spot. And what I mean by that is maybe you want to start out with constitutional silver. Constitutional silver is very easy to sell at a local coin shop or most local coin shops. You might want to check with your local coin shop and see what they buy. What will they purchase from you? And how much will they buy it from you? Another good thing to start out with sometimes is American Silver Eagles, depending on how much they are. I like to buy American Silver Eagles no more than $2.50 over spot, if not much less. And some other good silver to get into, especially when you're first starting out, is generic silver bars and rounds. And when you start out silver stacking, if you start out silver stacking and you're pedal to the metal and you go out and you want to buy these Rwanda roosters, or if you want to buy these Disney Mickey Mouse coins, you're probably going to fail, because if you needed to sell, if you bought these and you needed to sell right away shortly after you bought them, then you want to take it to a local coin shop, they're probably not going to give you much, maybe $1 over spot, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So you really want to do your homework and see what your local coin shop will pay you. Now, certain coins, certain rounds and bars have a higher premium. Sometimes it's better to sell on eBay, and sometimes it's better to go to your local coin shop, depending on what you are trying to sell. If I was going to sell this here Rwanda lunar rooster, I would probably list it on eBay. If I was going to sell constitutional silver or American Silver Eagles, I would probably take it to my local coin shop, because my local coin shop pays a premium, $1 over spot, for American Silver Eagles. However, if you choose to sell on eBay, eBay is a little risky for sellers, because if there's a problem, an item gets lost in the mail, or even if you have a dishonest person on the other side who actually gets what you ship to them, and they decide that they want to put in a claim and say they didn't receive it, then that is going to be 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, that's going to be on the seller, and you're going to be out all that money. Usually eBay sides with the buyer most of the time. So these are my reasons why a lot of silver stackers fail. And then a lot of silver stackers who come onto YouTube and want a silver stack, and then they're doing it for the wrong reasons. I believe silver is a wealth preservation metal, where, like I said before, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, if you look at the 100-year chart with factoring in inflation. But a lot of people get into it. They buy way too much. And I mean, if you're a prepper and you get into silver stacking for prepping reasons, isn't prepping for like SHTF for like way down the road in the future? But a lot of people get tired of it, want to get rid of some of it, realize that they're going to take a little bit of loss, and then they turn into haters or possibly trolls, and start going to everybody's videos and commenting that they dislike silver. Now, I never, on my channel, I have no problem with people who have a opposite viewpoint. I never block people for opposite viewpoints. I like to have discussions with people who have different viewpoints than I do. But if you come onto my channel and you start trolling other people on my channel, start cussing, then odds are you will get blocked. I think out of almost the 3 years that I've been on YouTube, I think I've blocked 3 channels, and that's it. So thanks to everybody for watching. Let me know what you think of the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.